What is going on YouTube? We are back with another episode of Life as a Home Dealer. Now, I started this series about 3 months ago and we have come a long way. So I started the week with all of these cars in stock and we did manage to shift one this week. So fingers crossed, we've got about 2.5 weeks left in this month. We can sell another 2 or 3 and it will be a successful month. We also managed this week to have a bit more of an in-depth look into my monthly costs, how it kind of works for me financially and how much we need to make and sell to make this business even viable, just to survive, let's say. I managed after the fight of my life. Look at the bruises that are all over me. The Audi TT turbo bolt is off. The turbo has been sent over to Phoenix. And we found the problem with that car. So it was the turbo that failed. That is in this video as well. The Audi A3 that broke down on me last week, that is nearly done. The MOT is done, the service is done, and the injector is done. We've just got one more thing to fix, but I paid for that bill in this video. And that bill was just stupid, the amount of money that you can spend on a £400 car to get it running. So, as always guys, I hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week at 6:30. I hope you enjoy this week's vlog of Life as a Home Dealer. Before we get into Monday and the board and what we've got coming up this week, I just want to take a second and say thank you to everyone. Last week's video where I fixed up the Audi TT and Max Speedingwood sent out the coilovers. Now, none of that would have been possible without you guys liking, subscribing and commenting every single week. It's only through you guys watching these videos and then companies sending me out things that I'm going to be able to achieve one of my all-time goals, which is by taking that car round a track. So I've always wanted to do a track day. I've never had the money to do it. I've never had the right car to do it. And I think the TT will be perfect for that. And when I reflect on that, it makes me think that it's only possible because of you guys helping grow the channel, Max Speedingwood sending out the parts, Phoenix for offering to put it on the dyno. So slowly but surely, it would be a dream just to feel that. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to, you've done the track days in other people's cars where you do the Lambo, whatever, but just to take your car for a day, scream it around the track and just have those memories. And it's because of you guys that potentially is going to be possible this summer. That's why I want to keep the car to the end of summer, because I really, really, really hope I can make it to a track with that car. So, I just want to say thank you. Now, we are already 3:30, 4 o'clock. I've been to Brighton, back, bought a car for the dealership. Only a few bits left to do on the board. I'm hoping we're going to get some more cars so we can get some more stuff to do. The A3, I just need to buy the wiring for the driver's door so then we can get the roof to work. Then we can go and take pictures of it with the roof down and then we can stick that on Auto Trader and job done. Massive bill for that car when I go and pick it up, which I'm not looking forward to. So that will be coming up in this episode. Then if we can sell a car or get some money or do enough, we can get somebody to come out and get that bolt off. But if I haven't got anything to do tomorrow, which I don't think I do, I might have another go at trying to get it off. Just battle it with it all day. Where there's a will, there's a way. We're fighting. So that might be tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. All I do know is Monday's done. I've made 120 quid going and buy a car and bring it back for them. And I now am going to have my afternoon to chill because I feel like I deserve that. So I'm going to go and watch some TV, relax and get ready mentally in the right headspace for this week. So it was just really, Monday was a thank you from me to you for watching, and let's see what happens this week. Tuesday has arrived and I'm feeling pumped. I had a message on the BMW, it didn't go anywhere, but it feels good to be receiving messages of people interested. I had a message on the Corsa, so I've emailed them back, so hopefully we can get them over at some point this week. And we've got a booking on the Fiat 500, so it is main priority to get that car ready today, get it all cleaned up, and tomorrow's viewing, fingers crossed, needs to go well. And I just wanted to show you guys kind of a basic summary of why I get so stressed in the first week of the month, but why it's not too much money to cover for us to kind of float. So I just want to show you the cash sheet and kind of our standard monthly costs before we jump outside and crack on with the Fiat 500. So, for anybody that's watched the channel before, you will know this is my cash sheet. So you've got my cars in stock and then all the money that we spent on those, cars that we've sold, and then our monthly costs. So on the far left, you can see here, we've just got our fuel receipts, and that kind of goes up. We roughly spend about $250 a month on fuel. Then we now have in the rent column 784 because we're charging the business to use the driveway. Then you've got some marketing costs for the website. You've got our accountancy costs up there. And then you've got at the end of the month, our insurance that comes out. And then our £1,000 each salary. So that comes to £3,255. So that is there, 3,225, 50, So that's what we need to make every single month to be able to kind of survive a minimum amount. So I've already made £640 doing dealership work. So I've got to get 2,600 more. But when you look at those costs, 1,000 for me, 1,000 for my other half, and then we're charging rental on the driveway because we're not using the driveway, the business is using the driveway. That's very clear that all those cars are parked there, they're the business car. We can't actually use the driveway for our cars. So we charge per space to the business. So that means at the end of pretty much every month, we're making £2,808 or something like that that comes back out to us, £1,000 each, and then the £780 rental. So 2,800 coming into us, that's enough to pay our rent, our bills. That's 2,800 a month. That's a decent salary. And then later, when you get more profit in the business, you can take out dividends, which is basically taking out the profit at a lesser tax to then pay for things like a holiday or whatever it is you want to make. We're not at the point of making dividends. We're not at the making profit. Last month we still made some profit and the month before profit, but not enough, and we didn't pay the wages. But this month and last month we paid wages, and this month we've got to pay wages. So 2,800 a month to kind of run our house is quite good, because if you also add costs that the general person would have, you've got the insurance that's already paid by the business. That's £237 a month. But that insures the Kia fully comp. That insures all of these cars for me to drive around, social, domestic, and pleasure. So that's really not that bad. Okay, it's £200 a month, but test drives, her insurance, my insurance, the TT's insured on it. So we've got what, 3 personal cars insured on there for 237, and then another 4 dealership cars for sale insured on there as well. So that's a cost that you'd have to pay monthly that we don't have. Then you've got the fuel, so that already comes out before we obviously do it. So we're not paying for any fuel, we're not paying for any insurance. So that just reduces your costs down a little bit more. So 2,800 coming into our bank account, actually physically given to us. That's no tax on that. So we've got 2,800 there to pay rent and bills and everything like that. And then insurance and fuel is paid by the business. So it's a nice setup. We just need to get to work and sell another £2,600 worth of profit, and dealer work I'll typically do another £600. So we need to sell 2 cars by the end of the month to break even the business, but breaking even the business pays us about £3,000. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And that's kind of a nice life, isn't it? You've got £3,000 to pay for everything. All the costs are all by the business, so it's not too bad. So head down, let's get this Fiat 500 cleaned up. Let's get all the cars cleaned up this morning and see what we can do tomorrow. That's going to be the exciting day. Can I sell a car? Because if we sell one, we can buy one. And if we can get a new bit of stock, it's exciting. It's always nice to flip the cars and get them moving. Rio, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to check the views on that and see if it needs to come down a little bit more. I don't really want to be making like less than a grand margin. I don't really want. I want to be making at least £1,000 on each car. That way, 4 cars is 4 grand. Business makes some money, we make some money, and everything's good. But we'll see. Let's crack on with the day. Let's get pumped. Still shaking off the sleep from last night. I'm not sleeping great until you sell like 2 or 3 cars. You don't sleep well. But I'm rambling, so let's get to work. Cars are not in too bad condition. There are a few jobs that need to be sorted. That tyre looks very low, and that one does as well. So I'm going to get some in the BMW tyres. Obviously sitting around for a while, not being used. That side doesn't look too bad, but we'll check all the tyre pressures on that, because you don't want to be doing 100 miles an hour with flat tyres. Rio is just needs a quick wipe down. It's actually obviously all been cleaned up fairly recently, so that's done. Corsa was cleaned up for reviewing the other day as well, so all the tyre pressures been cleaned up. So this literally just needs a quick wipe down. Nothing on that one. And then this one, again, it hasn't even had a viewing, so it's very, very clean inside. So it's just a case of the battery died. So I've got that. I bought this battery charger off of Amazon, and it does like a repair on the battery. So I've got it basically on its pulse repair setting, and then it just like recharges the battery. So we'll leave that for a couple of hours, crack on with the BMW, get those tires pumped up, and then carry on. I'm just going to carry on messing around with the Audi for a bit whilst we wait for that to charge. That should only be a couple of hours. See, the Audi is sat in there. See if we get this turbo bolt out in the next few hours whilst we wait for that to recharge, and then we can get it ready. So that's the plan. Let's get to work. So some of you might have seen last week's video where we put all the coilovers on the TT. Technically I only did half of it, so that's how it came out in the end. I'm just whacking out the other side, so I'm about to just jet wash all of this out, repaint the calipers, and then these shocks are, look at the condition of that. That is completely dead. So I am super happy that Max Dealermetrics sent these out, and they are focused. Brand new, rebounding, whereas that one is just completely dead. When I rebound this one, doesn't. So yeah, super happy that we're fitting those. And again, this side, it's a bit dirty than the other side, but we'll clean it all up, make sure there's no rust, wire wall it all up, and then put all this back together and clean. So I'm not going to show you in this video because I showed you in the last one. So if you want to see me doing the wheel arches, it's in last week's video. And thanks again to Max Dealermetrics for sending these out, because I would have had to do the shocks for the MOT. There's no way they were not in any good condition, so they definitely saved me there. So the longest part of that was putting the shock bolt back in. It is now spring in, shock in, brake put black, and then everything has been painted. So it's all nice and fresh and clean. That's all been cleaned. I hate the fact that I have to do things properly, because it just takes 10 times longer. If I just stuck that suspension under there and didn't care, then it wouldn't matter. But when it comes to the MOT, that all being undersealed and protected and cleaned means that it's not going to have an advisory surface corrosion on all the suspension components, and hopefully we get a few more years out of them, or the next owner will. Just a nice way to do it, but it's not fun. So I've got one left to do, which is the front one, which is the biggest battle one. So I'm going to start painting this caliper, and then start stripping the front in between coats. Can't finish that one today purely because I haven't got a spring compressor, so I need to go to the workshop and get them when I pick up the TT, take the spring with me and get them to cut off. But look at these old nasty broken shocks, and then even the old, it's covered in underseal, which makes it look a bit better, but if it wasn't, it's nothing like the fresh new one. Let's get to work. It's easier to do a full set of coilovers, under seal and paint calipers than it is to take a turbo bolt off. You heard that here first. This side is pretty much done. It's all nice, brand new. Shocks now work, calipers have been painted, and then I've got the first coat of paint on that one. You're gonna need obviously a few more coats, and then the suspension's on. It's just not got the top hat on, purely because I need to go and get the bearing off of that one, and then all underneath is all black and nice. Yeah, that is now all going back together, except for that wheel can't go back on purely because there's no suspension there, but I'll get that done at some point quickly. So we just got to get the turbo bolt on this. This is now completely done and is slammed and looks amazing. This is how low it looks, and it should look lower because it was a bit wonk. So that's that done. So I'm going to clean up and go and check on the battery on the Fiat 500. Also had an inquiry for the Rio, so they might come over tomorrow. So that's the Rio and 500, and then another inquiry that's just come through on the Fiat 500 as well. So fingers crossed we sell the Fiat 500, the Rio, 6 grand back. We can buy at least 2 cars with 6 grand. That would be really good. I don't want to get too excited because so many times I get left down and people don't turn up. But if you do come and see it, it's got 29,000 miles. It's perfectly polished, it's immaculately clean. It's got a new MOT, brakes, tyres. So what more do you want? It's kind of perfect. I'll see you when I finish this. Wednesday, and I didn't film anything else yesterday purely because I didn't do anything. I just washed up and gave up, and we are ready. So 500 has got a viewing in about half an hour, and then there's another viewing on Sunday. So I'm hoping between those 2 viewings we can get that car moved on. It's only going to make £500 profit now because I've had it for about a month and a half. It's worked its way from 4 grand down to 3,595. And I've got 3 grand in it, so it's not going to make much money, but you can't keep them. You need to roll it, that goes out, cash comes back in, we buy something else, and I'm really keen to get on that. So we're going to jump on the Dealermetrics app this afternoon if that sells. Fingers crossed. Have your fingers crossed for me. The waiting on the inquiry for the Rio, nothing. Of course, nothing. So we need to basically put all of our hopes and dreams that we sell this car in an hour's time. So in an hour from now, you'll either see me crying or you'll see me smiling, but I'm hopeful. It's a nice car. It's kind of perfect, and at that price I think it's cheap. So I'll see you after the viewing and then we'll see what happens. Nervous. We did it. I sold it to a friend of mine. I didn't realise it was a friend who was coming, and it was. It's a guy I used to work for years and years and years ago. Really nice guy. Bought a really nice car for his daughter, and he is super happy. So, winner. I made 400, 500 quid on that car, but still, it's gone. I also popped in to the dealership and in to Library Road to check what's going on with the A3. That was the first bill, £872. That was for the injector, bolts, thermostat and antifreeze. And did not fix the heating. There's still no heat blowing inside the car. So I think something is blocked, so we're going to have to check what that is. This is another bill coming. I'm having to be a bit quiet, the baby's asleep. And the second bill, £286. Oil filter, oil, and the tyre, TV boot, light bulb. So the MOT's done, the service is done, the injector is done, but it's still not blowing hot air inside the car. And they said, oh, but it's summer. And I'm like, it overheated for a reason, something's blocked. So check it. So now we're going to find out what is wrong with that, hopefully later this week. That car has been a headache since I bought it. So if you've seen the previous videos, this was me 2 weeks ago with that car broken down by the side of the road. It overheated and chewed an injector all at the same time. Actually a headache, but I bought it for 400 quid, so it was cheap. With that, it's 1,200 quid, so we're now 1,700 quid in that car. Sells for 3.5 grand, and I've had people message for it, but we still got to fix the roof. So cars, but I'm super happy. Sold one. I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. I'm gonna go pick my daughter up from her club, and tomorrow, Thursday, I'm not doing dealership work now. They've got to change of plan, so we're going after that bolt on the TT. I'm coming for it. We got to do it. We've got to figure it out. Thursday morning, and after yesterday's success, I am looking for a replacement car, a new car, a bit of stock. So I've been on the Dealermetrics app this morning. Nothing majorly jumped out at me. but I'm going to have a more detailed look this afternoon. I've also been onto motorway and there's nothing there. I just thought how unbelievably cheap these Bentleys are now. That is an absolute amazing car, and obviously it'll sell for more than 6-7. It's already got 4 bids on it, but it's a 10 grand car. If you could get that for 7 grand, that is a lot of car to say I drive a Bentley for 10 grand. But back to the real world. So I've had a little look, nothing kind of jumped out on there, and I'm also on Carwow now as well. So yeah, nothing really jumped out there as well. There's a lot of like high mileage Audis, which I'm trying to stay away from. That's quite nice. It's only 4 miles away, 64,000 miles, full history. So I might have a better look at that. But nothing is jumping out at me. I've also got the recovery truck for its MOT, and I've been to the workshop. It's only just gone 10, and I've got the top hat off. The bearing to get the TT all put back together so the suspension is boxed off. Then I can crack on with that bolt. So yeah, we're moving. So let's crack on and get the TT back together and on the ground. Once that's done, then I will take truck facility, and then this afternoon I need to go out and try and get a gas fire torch to try and get off this 13mm for the turbo. That's the only job outstanding, and the A3 is still at the workshop whilst they try and investigate why there's no heating. It's going to be the heater matrix is blocked or something like that, but just waiting on that. So yeah, no stocks just yet. A3 still broke. TT, we're going to finish off the suspension today and then get on with the turbo. No inquiries on the other two, and nothing on the BMW. Some idiot offered me 5 grand for it today again, and I'm like, I'm not looking to give it away, so if you're not going to pay what I want, leave me alone. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's Thursday. End of another day. I just walked into a post. I feel like I got a lot done today. Seat is now wheel back on. The paint is coming off these wheels, so we've got to send these wheels for refurb. They're all connected. Sitting a bit high this side, so I don't know if I need to adjust it or what, but when I move the car it will level out the suspension. It's up the BMW, and I've got a grinder for tomorrow, so not quite sure what is to come tomorrow. No new inquiries. I'm going to jump onto Dealermetrics tonight, see if anything is on there that I can go and pick up and buy on Friday or Saturday, tomorrow or Saturday. And that's it, no new inquiries, nothing exciting. I'm going to get that bolt off, I'm going to grind it tomorrow. And that's kind of going to be pretty much this week done, unless we can get an inquiry and get something sold. But course is good to go. Took that out for a drive to pick up the grinder. The Rio's good to go, and the A3 will be next week. So we're getting there. We are getting there. Friday, it's lunchtime, and I got it. I beat the bolt. So I'm not quite sure how I did it. I kind of got the socket really lined up, pushed the socket in as much as it would go, half turned tight, and then loosened it slowly, and it slowly went WD-40. And yeah, bolt is out, turbo is off. I think that is just some of the gasket, but nothing feels kind of stuck. And then on the intake side, so yeah, this turbo, if you Google them up, I'll put it on the screen. Very expensive, so I'll put the turbo there. So that's why I didn't want to replace it with the stock one, because I think they're about 1,200 quid, 1,300 quid. So now I'm going to go and take it to Phoenix. I'm going to leave the strip down with the drive shaft off, purely for when I put it all back together. It's going to be easier to get the bolts back in, and I'm not going to be fighting anything. So I'm just going to leave this side stripped down for now. And then when it comes back, and I pray that it is the turbo that's gone. The rattling sounded like wastegate rattle. I pray that that's what it is. So we will find out in next week's video, hopefully, because I'll run that up there now and then they will start stripping it next week and send me a report of the turbo. So relief. And if you've got this far in the video, I'm going to let you know a little secret. I bought another project car, a BMW 335i. It's definitely a project car, but this one's, the BMW's done, the X6. The TT just needs the turbo, and that's done. So yeah, I paid £1,000. I don't know if that's good or bad when you're buying a 335, about £5 car, and paid £1,000. So I know that it's got some misfire issues. I know that it's wrapped. So I don't know why I'm doing it, but it's content, isn't it? So hopefully you guys will enjoy trying to unmodify it, or should we more modify it? Put in the comments if you had a BMW 335i, would you tune it? I think it's really got downpipes and everything on it. I have no idea. We're gonna go, I paid £1,000, sight unseen. We're just gonna go pick it up and take the car, bring it here and make it into a project. The A3 is pretty much done as well. So we've got some time for a project. So we've done it. Just don't tell Jess. Fingers on lips. We're just about to end this video Friday afternoon. Big smiles, win. But also I just broke the BMW. Just blew the intercooler pipe off again. So I'm going to jump on and order another one now, because obviously that one is old. It's a 2008 car, so that intercooler pipe just cannot keep up with the boost. So there's another job for next week. Intercooler pipe, the turbo. So I don't know how I'm going to explain this to you. I'll put the video here. Inside the exhaust side, there's a little flap that opens and closes. That's now stuck against the inside housing, and if you force it up, it will come up, but it just won't close properly. So obviously you're not getting boost low down. Unless you really hammer it, then you get boost. So the turbo is broken on the exhaust side. It's going to take it over to, I think it's called TDI Turbos, up where on his industrial estate. They will see if they can rebuild that. If they can't fix that, then they'll just replace the whole exhaust side of it. But they're going to strip it down, they're going to check it, and they're going to make sure that it is good. He had a quick look at the turbo, and he said it does look like it's a decent turbo. So hopefully not a massive bill, and the TTs, then that can go back on. Done. X6, just need to put a boost pipe on. Done. And next week, hopefully, we're going to be collecting the 335i, and we can play with that. So I will see you guys next week, same time, 6:30. And I'm going to start editing this video so I can enjoy the Bahrain Grand Prix this weekend. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.